Next thing we want to talk about is SSD prices.
Ooh.
This one, I called Brent about it. He hadn't, see, it's not something you're even paying attention to until you're like, oh, I need a new one. And that's what happened to me. I usually get 2 terabyte SSDs because I have this thought process of like, that's the most I'm willing to lose.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need to get bigger. Like that's a good amount. You know, I'll lose 4 months of work maybe, but you know, it is what it is. So I usually get 2 terabyte. I think that was like, it used to be like $170 when I was getting them, and find them on sale sometimes for a little cheaper. So I went to go get one and it was $369. And I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's nuts. So I started doing some research, and you've probably seen it now because a lot of YouTubers have been talking about it. It's part of the AI consumption. The data centers are a more profitable venture for these hard drive manufacturers than you and me, who buy a $100 hard drive or a $59 SD card. Because one of the announcements that came out this week is that Sony is suspending production of all SD cards in this move. So it's a serious problem.
Drives me crazy.
For people who this is what your business is. So I'm going to talk about my solution, and then Brent has been experimenting with a NAS solution. For me, I kind of was like, okay, there is no affordable solid state drive option for me. And that's like the best ones to work from when you're doing your editing. So they're fast. You can take them on set, not worry about them getting dropped or whatever. They're great. But I was like, well, what's going on with the old fashioned spinny drives, the magnetic drives? And those prices haven't changed at all. In fact, they may have gotten even cheaper. So I did some shopping around. I got a Western Digital, which I've always had good success with them, from Best Buy. And it was a 6 terabyte. I got it for $179. So then I just got that, set it up, and then I just started backing up. I got 4, because I had a couple 1 terabyte, 4 SSD drives now freed up, and I just have the spinning drive as a solution for archive. And if I want to get extra careful, I might get a second one and back that up and bring it to off location somewhere.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a difficult one for us in this business because, like, look, I shot this for you. You have it. It's now on your website. Blah blah blah. I can't necessarily be expected to archive customer footage indefinitely. Like, there's got to be a cutoff point. Now I have to this point. I have stacks of drives, but I don't know that that's practical or even necessary. Like, they're not calling me for that. We'll just shoot new.
Yeah.
You know.
How many times?
Brent, kind of talk about.
Yeah, how many times have you had clients call back and be like, "Hey, we want to revive that content we shot 10 years ago and reuse that in a new spot?" Like, maybe one. Like, for me, it was more of like, well, let's combine this just with like some post shoots to kind of repackage promotional, not like a re-edit or we need that exact version again. So. It almost never does. You got to ask, be like, hey, do you want archival services?
That's true. You put that in the contract. Like, I will buy an SSD drive, and I'll keep that archive for you. But I don't. It's and I've had maybe one, like you said, but even then, like 10 years, most businesses have had a turnover anyway. They're like, oh, that guy doesn't work here anymore. That person doesn't work here anymore. So you got to reshoot anyway. Yeah. Brent was playing with a NAS solution. Yeah. Explain what you were doing there.
So, I was on the spinny drives forever. I think I got like 30 of them or so. Still currently, and then kind of from there it went to, those were the archive versions. And then I had my solid state SSDs as kind of the capture on the back of the camera or back of the monitor. So capture in direct like that. Plug that into a tray and then use a secondary one as the offsite active editing, and then backing up with Dropbox. Fast forward a couple of years, that the globe has twisted, and I am now on a 20 terabyte Dropbox plan, which it's like I loved it I do love it just for the instant access, the phone app. I mean, I can get anything from family pictures, so it's personal and mixed with business too, but like the content is instantly there. right click and say online only in Finder on the Mac, and it's off the machine. So, I actually was in Scotland a few weeks back shooting a wedding, taking real estate projects with me, editing video. So, and any project now is, I'm walking out of a house or a shoot and I'm near 60 to 100 gigs, where go back 10 years, your maximum card size, you're like, oh, I shot 2 gigs today. Like, it's never that way anymore. So we're always needing more space, it seems, especially on the phones and that these days, with how much the ladies we shoot. I mean, it's just like there's pictures, thousands and thousands. So the NAS solution kind of came as far as like, all right, let me bring it back home on site. And that way it's accessible for what I need. The speed is still there. So I set up like a 10 gigabit, little faster in-home internet connection. But then still utilizing Dropbox for the offsite accessible version of it, if needed, really. So I'd put certain things. So I think I'm up to like 50 active terabytes with the NAS, 20 terabytes with Dropbox, and then the spinny drives. There's too many of them. But as we're talking prices, I did pull some pricing just to kind of like compare the March of 2024. I bought a SanDisk, one of like the little size. Do I have it down here? No. I paid $279 for it.
What size?
So this is a 4 terabyte, the NVMe like high speed version. So like you can move some serious gigs quick over USB-C. So it was kind of pair that with one of the Mac, the M1 Pro or whatever. Like it'll move content quickly as long as your little SD cards can do that. But I had to look it up after you mentioned that to me a few days back, and I was like, what is this really priced at now? Right now, Best Buy, $799.
It's just so cost prohibitive. It's insane.
Same thing. Like 2 years later.
Yeah.
The TV on the wall, that is half as much. That 65 was twice as much back then as it is now. And like this memory stuff, it's wild. I can't believe it. It's so like little SD cards, like you're saying. I had bought 2 of the Lexer 128 gig high-speed SSDs for the Sony A7 IVs, and I think I spent $50.99. This is June of last year, so June 25. $50, and currently on sale the same exact thing, $130.
Yeah,
and
we're going to see that happening. So the first thing, please don't become a storage scalper. Yeah. You're only going to contribute to the problem. But suddenly you need to treat these SD cards and your hard drives like they're gold. Take care of them. Yeah, I know. Proper management. Keep them in their cases.
Spin them up every once in a blue moon, and like set alarms on your phone. Be like, you need to plug in your hard drive again and access.
Yeah.
Yes. And actually, I set up a Google Drive dock. And I put stickers on every single drive, so that way I know drive 15 has client A through Z or A through K, and from these dates, and like try to organize the madness. At least, if my wife needed to try to find something, she could be like, "Oh, it's on this drive, on this wall over here," and it's crazy.